Good day, everyone. My name is Maintenance. Today, we want to talk about this topic, as you see in the description below. Julius Malema is the dictator of the EFF. Now, why do I say that? Julius Malema is the dictator of the EFF. Can I see those who agree or disagree? Raise your hand on the comment section below. Right. First, maybe we need to see what is a dictator so that we can properly understand what we're talking about here. Right. Look at the picture that I've attached here. You're looking at people who have been rumored to be dictators. Not actually rumored, but who are known to be dictators in their own governments or their own countries. Right. So, these are men that led people by force or some sort, manipulate people in order to push their own personal agendas and their own way or their own ways of doing things. And then I say this because this is the same thing with what Julius Malema does with the EFF. They don't really have the platform to govern democratically. Instead, they are dictated by just one individual person. That is Julius Malema. He is the dictator of the EFF because he says what goes and what does not go. If today he says, I don't like the color red, then the whole EFF does not have to like the color red. What is a dictator? According to the definition I have here, a dictatorship is defined as the autocratic form of government in which the government is ruled by an individual, a dictator. A government controlled by one person or a small group of people. In this form of government, the power rests entirely on the person, that one person, right? On the person or a group of people, and can be obtained by force or by inheritance. The dictatorship may also take away much of its people's freedom. Take note of that. The dictator can take away your freedom. The dictator may also take away much of its people's freedom. Your freedom can be taken away in different ways, because if a person comes and just decide, like I said, that they don't like the color red, then the whole party does not have to like the color red. So they are dictated not to like the color red, because they are to obey. They are to obey in order to follow what the leader is saying. So I want us people, to graduate. We need somehow to graduate from being led like sheep to slaughter. We need to graduate from being led like sheep to slaughter. In a way, we need to think for ourselves. This time, where now political parties are now going to be campaigning for votes and stuff like that, you yourself need to decide on your own, but not dictated by anybody or told by anybody. Think for yourself. Do not be dictated or do not be told or manipulated to think something. Think for yourself what is right and what is wrong. I've seen a lot of comments where people who, like I would say, are EFF members would not vote for EFF to rule the government because they don't want this dictator, Julius Malema, to govern, because he is a dictator. They are afraid of what he might do if he governs the country, because they understand that this is what he does. He is a dictator, actually. Let's just put it that way, right? So we ourselves need to make decisions. We need to define our own desires, right? Here I have a South African national flag. And on the flag you got different colors. You got red, white, green, gold, if I should say yellow, but black and blue. These are the South African national flag. Right. Mr. Malema made some comments which are very dictatorship comments, which he made about the South African rugby. This is what he said on the video that I have here.
That you are going to be confronted with, because these people say the EFF is a populist organization. So populist organization means that you always support what you think is popular with the people.
Before we go further, he's now trying to manipulate you, right? Mr. Malema is now trying to manipulate you somewhat to say that because we are rumored to say we only really, or we only support what is popular, then now let us show them that we don't support what is popular. But all these years, Mr. Malema has been celebrating the Springbok and victories until now, because the elections are coming. Mr. Malema decided to say, no, I need to find another way to cause contradictions, to be on the spotlight, right? Let me manipulate my people. So let me put it this way. If now, like what I'm going to show you in the video, but I'm sure you already know, some of you have already seen the video. If now Mr. Malema decided to say, I don't like rugby, or I don't like the Springbok, I don't know what he means by that. We get to that, right? I don't like the Springbok, I don't like Amaboko, I don't like that. Then now the whole EFF members don't have to like the Springbok, whatever they think that is. They all don't have to like the Springbok, because now we have got a leader who's stating something which is not written anywhere, or he just decided. He also explained here on the video that he just decided while he was about to put in a shed at the airport. He even went to the airport to support the Springbok when they were, I'm sure they were returning. So he wanted to put on a shed, right? The Springbok jersey. So as he was about to put it on, then he was like, yeah, man, an idea popped up, like, I can use this. Right? So an idea popped out of nowhere, and then he decided to put it to his political party. Hence I say Julius Malema is the dictator of the EFF. Listen further.
So let me tell you what is popular with the people now as we stand here. The streets of East London are occupied by Maboko. Right? We don't have a problem with rugby. We love rugby, but we don't love Maboko.
You see, he likes rugby. He loves rugby, but he doesn't like Amaboko. Mr. Malema, what do you mean you don't like Mr. Amaboko? What do you mean you don't like Amaboko? And then what do you mean you don't like rugby? It's another thing now that is a form of manipulating members to think these are two different things happening. Listen further.
Maboko, Diboke,
Maboko, Diboke, Springbok. This is more like I'm saying, what is Bafana? What is Bafana? I love soccer, but what is Bafana Bafana? You know, it's more like I'm saying that I love rugby, but what is Springbok? Springbok is the name of a team, right? Bafana Bafana is the name of a team. It's actually not a formal name of a team, but if you look at Bafana Bafana, it's just a Zulu phrase of what we call the men's national soccer team right now, you know. So it's the same thing.
Springbok is an apartheid symbol. You can't say remove apartheid symbols and maintain the name Springbok and the emblem Springbok and the colors that were used during apartheid.
He says the name Springbok and the symbol Springbok and the colors that were used during apartheid. This is what you are getting from the leader of the EFF, right? So tell me here, these are the colors of our national flag. The Springbok is using the same colors that we see here on the national flag, right? And then Mr. Malema also say remove apartheid symbols. When 1994 came, this flag came to be, right? And look at this. I want to show you something. Look at this iconic moment here. This is the Springbok with Mandela, the former president, the late former president, right? And then I'm seeing the colors that they're wearing. That's green, but that's orange, right? That's orange. You saw that, right? We don't have orange on this flag. There's no orange at all. So if you look at the current colors that are used in sports everywhere, all our national sports teams are using these colors that you see on our national flag. So Mr. Malema is now manipulating people or his members to think that the Springbok is the only team that is using green, gold and stuff like that. So if you look at the other teams, this is a netball team. They are using the same colors. This is not Springbok. This is South African national team color. This is South African national sports team colors. There's nothing about Springbok here, right? All our sports, look at this. This is what do we call this? Basketball team, right? This is cricket, a cricket team. Same colors. Our national sports colors, same colors. It's not Springbok, and this is the Springbok using the same colors. You understand? These are cheerleaders using the same colors, green, gold. And this is hockey team, same colors, green, gold. You see, it's our hockey team. So now the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, is now manipulating his people to think that the Springbok is the only team that is using these colors, and they are apartheid colors. These are not apartheid colors. There's nothing about apartheid to these colors. Nothing about that. But because he's a dictator, he is manipulating his people to think that these colors are apartheid colors, when in fact these are our national flag colors. These colors came from our national flag. The same thing with the Springbok. Right here, this is our national bird. This is called a blue crane. It's a national bird of South Africa. tomorrow, Mr. Malema is gonna come back and say, get rid of the symbol of apartheid, the blue crane. That's what he's gonna say tomorrow, because he's a dictator without, without considering what he's talking about, but manipulating his members who maybe he thinks are brainless, who maybe he thinks don't think of on their own. Like, then he just dictate. He just tells them what to think. Like what he's saying in the video. Now I want you to think that the Springbok is an apartheid sports or apartheid team. Don't like it. Don't enjoy. Don't celebrate the Springbok, because he himself decided to say, I know I'm not gonna celebrate. Then everyone doesn't have to celebrate. You understand? So it's the very same thing that I'm talking about right now. Hence I showed you pictures of these dictators who are dictating their own countries. So now Malema is
by white people.
Right. Let's continue with this video. We're not gonna cover everything, just few things.
We support rugby.
He says we support rugby, and people are confused. We support rugby. If you support rugby, wouldn't you go and celebrate, have fun, cheer and stuff like that? Yes, you would, because you support rugby. Your rugby national team has just won. You go there and you support. And this is a group of people who are mixed. We've got white people, we've got black people, we've got colors, we've got, on that same team. So he's saying it's a symbol of apartheid. I don't see a symbol of apartheid. If you check Siya Kolis's speech before he went, if it's before he went or maybe he came back, but then he said that this team, talking about the Springbok, represents all of you. All of you, whether you're white, you're black, you're colored. This team, the Springbok, represents all of you. So a leader is supposed to be a leader leading people to peace, not leading people to confusion. Because look at this lady here on the left, on the right. When he says we love rugby, she's totally confused. She's trying to process what Mr. Malema is talking about. I'm sure he did not even consult everyone about this. The only people, or the only person who might know are those who are very close to Mr. Malema. In this case, maybe this guy, Shibambu. No, this is not Shibambu, but the other guy, Shibambu, and this one as well. These close people who are close to him may be the only people who knew what he was gonna say, because maybe they joked around about it and then he decided to say it here in front of people. And this lady right now looks very confused, trying to process what Mr. Malema is talking about. She doesn't react.
Hey, you can't say road.
So you can't have a leader who just goes around saying stuff out of their head without even thinking of what they're saying, and then go on and support what they said, because Mr. Malema continued and said, no, I'm not going to apologize. That's what I said. So what Mr. Malema said is what Mr. Malema said, and it's what is going to stand. It's not going to change. He's not going to apologize, because he is a dictator, Mr. Malema. Leaders lead to peace. They don't lead to destruction or to confusion. If you have a leader who leads you to confusion or to destruction, then forget about that person. That's not a leader. A leader leads to peace. It does not lead to confusion. If you agree with what I said here today, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't agree with what I said here today, also let me know on the comment section below. This is open for discussion. If you think it's open for discussion, then we will discuss it. and we'll continue with the story or with the discussion if you think we should continue with the discussion. But otherwise, I say Mr. Malema is the dictator of the EFF, and I will not vote for this man to take over the country, because he does not look like a leader who will lead people to peace, but will lead people to confusion and cause chaos. Right now, I'm signing out. Maintainius, that's my name, and I'm out.